Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 3. Tonight we are here with Obscura vs Origin. I believe we see Obscura's killer first. This is their pick of Clown. We see Fasty over here on the 6 side of the map, heading over to the 6 side of the map, looking for a stealth here, possibly. I'm here with my lovely co-caster Yonder. Say hi, Yonder.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Blood Rush League.
It looks like we're taking our first chase onto Devour here, over on the OCE 6 side of the map. And let's see what Deval can really do here. I believe this will be our first tag coming through, quite an early tag, and we see Rapid actually getting some value here as we make our way towards Shack and continue chasing Devour.
I mean, as we can see here, absolutely everything here is beautifully used. Oh, unfortunate last second stun here. Very well done by the Claudette. Just going back to the 3 side of the map, reload. Our clown is reloading his bottles. Definitely interesting choice with the Dragon's Grip here. What do you think, Hearts?
I've seen it used quite a few times on Clown sets, and I'm honestly a big fan of it because Clown is one of those killers where if you throw a bottle near a gen, survivors can't really make as much distance as you might think that they can for a killer like Clown with low mobility, but it's honestly a good perk. It gets its value, especially on a map like Wreckers. It does get its value. And we do see our first pain race come through onto Devour here, possibly hitting somewhere on the top side of the map here. So we'll see what our killer's able to do here. Honestly, not securing the down too late into the game here, getting his down quite early. Still 5 gens remaining on the board, so it's looking pretty good for our killer here.
Yeah, as we were talking about Dragon's Grip earlier, we applied this. We apply it on the gen that is located on the one side of the map. I would say it's a pretty early down, considering that Wreckers can be a bit of a mess with its RNG. But yeah, I think survivors right now most likely just splitting gens, trying as much as possible to get those first gens popping, and now Clown just checking the hook and the gen on one.
Yeah, just gonna be straying between one and the hook here. Gonna try and see if someone's gonna stealth or play for a pull while we secure Devour to second, most likely to secure an easy tunnel that when he's off hook.
I would say a pretty common thing to do, obviously, just going for that early tunnel out, since obviously we do not have stuff like off the record and decisive. Although Clown, I would say, is actually one of those kills that can actually tunnel way quicker than some people might think, simply because of his big amounts of hindered.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Clown has huge hindered abilities that allow him to get those quick tunnel outs, as easy as possible compared to some other killers. And it looks like that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to be playing here, trying to secure Devour as much as we can on this hook, possibly even try and catch out someone playing for a trade or for a pull here, just to apply more pressure.
Very interesting here, very interesting play here. Not really staying around the hook anymore, going to the 6 side of the map, getting rid of this pallet, and apparently not going back. No, we are actually trying to get a Claudette here, and we sadly do not see the Claudette, but we are trying to find her around this 3 side of the map, and we see her on deep 3. This is pretty much a guaranteed kill already at 3 generators remaining. A very good spot to be for our clown here.
Yeah, definitely. Now that the down comes through, we see the eruption stacks come through too onto those gens. And it's honestly not looking too bad for our killer, but also not too bad for our survivors as we see our third gen just pop in the distance now. Our killer has a lot of, our survivors have a lot of pressure on the board on these generators. And our killer also has a lot of pressure too, so it's looking good for both sides. Literally anything can happen from here.
Yeah, both sides here are playing actually very well. Not really bothering with some kind of crazy double save on the Claudette here, knowing that the Claudette will die, and just focusing on those generators, in my opinion, was the correct play from the survivor side. And again, both sides playing very well at the moment. Let's see, maybe we do get that Dragon's Grip value we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, definitely. If we do get a Dragon's Grip down here, our killer has a lot of pressure across the board. This could possibly even be a 4K result from our killer, depending on how well they play this out. But it looks like Sin here will be playing the bus just the best of their ability, and I believe they didn't get the bug bus on Wreckers, so lucky them here. And a hit will be coming through onto Sin as they start running up on the 12th side of the map here.
We do see Rapid Brutality come in play here, and obviously Clown pretty much, in my opinion, the best user of Rapid Brutality considering his haste and Hindred in his kit. Absolutely, it's just a wonderful combo here. We do see our Nia here trying to play the 50s. Unfortunately, you losing it and getting our Clown getting the down on the mid side of the map, going to hook probably around the 7th side of the map, and this is actually a pain res. So this will result in even more slowdown. Although we are at 1 generator remaining.
Yeah, our 4th gen across the board pops in the distance as our Nia runs her beautiful chase. But yeah, it's honestly looking like it's more in the survivors' favors here. Possibly going to be able to secure some outs of in this trial due to only having four stages across the board, 3 survivors remaining, and 1 gen remaining. So let's see what happens here.
I would say that although we are at 1 generator remaining, we cannot really say that the Clown played badly necessarily. It's just the survivors
Oh yeah,
spread
definitely
spread
not.
across. Yeah, the survivors just spread around the map very well, going for those generators, just not really caring about that credit earlier, which again, in my opinion, was just such a wonderful play by the survivors. We do see the ace here trying to get a nice chase on 4 here, getting the tag, probably going around the 6th side of the map, which is not necessarily ideal considering that there is a gen there, but we cannot really do much considering that we are getting chased by the Clown. Going back to this mid filler here, seeing if we can win
Playing the
those
50s on
50s.
this filler, just playing them beautifully. Our ace playing so patiently, winning the last 50, and just going to try and hold W around to play more 50s here. But it looks like this time has
Oof.
come to an end over towards 6 mid, and that'll be our Clown getting a down onto our ace here. Possibly securing basement. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be securing a basement hook here, which is immense pressure for our Clown as our survivors try and knock out their last gen here.
In my opinion, a pretty interesting choice to go for the basement here. Well, although it's basement on records, considering the state of the game at the moment, not going for that premium is definitely definitely an interesting choice in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not the one playing, so I can't really complain. We do have the Clown just patrolling these gens, seeing if he can maybe catch someone off guard.
Yeah, it looks like our Clown didn't think our survivors had enough pressure, so that's why we chose to hook in the basement. And it looks like he was right. He did win the gamble here, but Variant gets unhooked from the basement, and we're probably going to try and play for a quick round on Variant as we keep thinking something around in.
We do have Nancy here, still affected by the Hinder for like 2 more seconds, and we also gain the Rapid Brutality haste here. This will most likely be a very quick chase, going as far as possible from everything on the map, dying on the 7 corner here. Very well played by the Nancy, trying to get as much time for her teammates as possible. Probably just gonna get hooked on 7 again, yes, and then probably going back to that generator on 3.
It looks like our killer's just trying to secure all his fresh hooks here, which he's done successfully, having 6 stages and 4 freshes right now. So he can play this 3v1 out quite slow because it looks like our survivors just don't have enough.
Yeah, also I was here definitely not having quite that pressure that they really wanted to have in this 3v1 scenario. Although the 3v1 scenario is definitely rough, it's definitely obviously not really desired to just not have that necessary gem pressure to win the round. And unfortunately here we're also having the ace, the injured survivor being chased around this side of the map. Very unfortunate, not getting that hit through the window. Perhaps our Clown here will get the chase done quickly.
It looks like our ace just doesn't have anything here to play, and unfortunately going down.
We are actually going for the painless this time, which will definitely cancel out pretty much any kind of gem pressure the survivors were having earlier. Going for the reload, probably just gonna go for a yellow bottle and go towards the 6th side of the map. No, not going for the 6th side of the map, just gonna check on the hill. Yes, no, never mind. We are going to the 6th side of the map, just gonna see if there is any kind of gem pressure on this side. Let's see if there is. Not really. This is actually very bad for the survivors, who we were saying that earlier had such a good start with the gem pressure, but now everything is slowly crumbling.
Yeah, it looks like when you fall into a 3v1 situation against a killer like Clown who can hinder so many survivors, it's just quite unfortunate because survivors pressure just really changed, having only two survivors on gens constantly at times compared to the three survivors plus the one in chase. But yeah, it looks like Variant will be going down. I believe Variant is dead on hook now. Yeah, it looks like that's what's happening to Variant. Variant is dead on hook. We're stuck with a 2v1 scenario with one gen remaining. But as I say that the last gen does pop, we can still secure
Oh,
some outs here. So it looks like our survivors pressure was up to par, and it looks like we're not running nowhere or anything here. So we'll just possibly be chasing Sin and securing a 10 still.
very unfortunate honestly for Clown here. I think not checking 3 earlier after hacking the ace on the second stage was just sadly not the play. Giving the survivors enough time to just finish this generator on deep 3. Yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate situation, but I would still say overall a pretty good result for our Clown here, since the Nancy will most likely leave the trial.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like our Mia here just played beautifully on this deathmatch free killer to the best of their ability, just stalling out as long as possible for ZQ to leave the trial. But that'll be a 10 stage secured for Fasty and his team. So very well played, honestly. That's honestly higher than expected on most clown sets. So very good stuff from both teams.
Definitely our clown here playing very well. And the survivors, I would say, considering the what we thought at least them being in a bad situation turned out to be a out for them. So yeah, both sides playing very well. Let's see if the next clown will do as good, if not better.
We'll be back after a short intermission. Hello, hello, and welcome back to the second half of our first set. We see Origin here on the Clown, and hopefully we don't have any more encoder issues because of Veno's terrible PC, but we'll see how this goes out. We see Outer on the Killer, quite a well-known killer player, so we'll see what he can do here, having to secure 11 stages to win the Clown set. So we're taking first chase to Fasty, not quite getting hit through the pallet, unfortunately, and that'll be a blind coming through onto our Clown as Fasty runs to the D3 side of the map.
Yeah, Alta just an incredible killer player. We did see him last time when he played on the Blight, and he absolutely performed. We do get attack here on Ace. A bit of a, I suppose, a miscommunication on the survivor side. They're going to where our Ace was most likely stealthing, taking the chase on 12 and getting a very quick down. Very well played by Alta, and this will most likely result in a painless hook.
Yeah, quite an early down coming through compared to our last game. Like, even our last game, it was an early down at 5 gens remaining, but this is even earlier. So, Origin just having an insane early game here from Alta, playing this out really, really well and getting that early game pressure that you need on a set like Clown.
Getting pretty much that early pressure in pretty much every set is just a not necessarily a make or break, but definitely one of the big factors between a good and a bad result. So yeah, Outer here just getting that very quick down and quick hook is honestly very great. We do have the sharp pair being dropped. Mostly just gonna go for a tunnel out. Yeah, our Outer here definitely gonna go for that very, very quick tunnel. We do see actually that the FTP was used on the Ace. Very well prepared survivors here, although it's Clown, so this will most likely be a very quick chase.
Yeah, it looks like straying away too far from the hook allowed them to get that FTP through onto Fasty. So it all just comes down to what Alta can really do about that, considering the FTP came through. Now we're going to get the hit through the pallet. Unfortunately, we're not. But winning the 50 from Alta here, the killer winning our 50, and that means Fast is unable to make it again to the pallets. So that'll be another quick down coming through. We do see our first gem pop in the background with an eruption proc, and we're taking the pick onto Fasty, and that'll be Fasty on Death Hook quite early into the game.
Very well played by Outer here, although we do see that the survivors here definitely have a very good gem pressure. 2 generators popped already. Keep in mind, last time in our last game, we did have our survivor dead at 3 generators remaining, but the generators definitely didn't pop as quickly. I would say we will most likely get the reset here on Dwight, or at least that's what I would assume that would happen. And yeah, our clown here just gonna perhaps supply Dragon's Grip, and then eventually gonna go back to that hook and secure the tunnel out on our ace.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like these survivors have much more game pressure on these generators compared to the last survivors game, sorry. And it looks like we're gonna be taking our chase over on the 12th side of the map on our Lara here, getting the hit over that pellet, insane hit. It looks like we're gonna go back to hook here and try and get Fasty out of the game as fast as possible.
FTP being out of the window here basically means that this will pretty much be a full-on tunnel. We do see the scratch marks going towards the 6th side of the map, and we actually do not see our ace. We see the Jake, which is actually our last healthy survivor. Very unfortunate for our survivors here that we have so much pressure here. Like, our clown just playing so well at the moment. Definitely locked in for this one.
Yeah, no, you can't even give it up for our survivors. Our survivors are playing insanely well too, having only 2 generators remaining, with our tunnel out not even secured, and as I say that,
Oof.
Fasty goes down over the pallet. Looks like we're not opting to take the pick, as we know where all 3 survivors are. We could play for a sluggy and get
Whoa!
the 4K2 result, as our survivors are out of position here. We know where all our survivors are, we see DMR, and we know where game over is, so it's looking rough for our survivors having to recover from such a terrible state as all 4 survivors were right next to each other playing for a pallet save. Could be a bit of a miscom from the survivors, but it looks like we're just going to take the pick onto Fasty and get him out of the trial as fast as possible.
And what a rough situation for our survivors here. Again, wow, so omega rough. Everyone injured. Our clown here basically getting hits left, right. Oh my god, look at that beautiful play from our Outer here. Just using the bottles as well as possible. And just, yeah, I mean, this is very rough for our survivors that definitely played well. I think there was just a lot of miscommunication at some point because something must have happened for sure.
Yeah, definitely. When you have 3 injured survivors playing for a single pallet save, there's bound to be some sort of communication issue there. But it's nothing our survivors haven't been able to recover from because they are goated. I believe in them, and I know that they can do well. Looks like we're just gonna go back
I mean,
towards Jack and see if we can spot anyone out here. Aldo is just playing this out beautifully here, securing a quick tunnel out and spotting out Jake, who is injured, being able to just make this filler. And oh my god, we're getting the hit through the filler. Flicks just being a little bit too impatient there. And that'll be Flicks hopping on a hook now.
such an unfortunate thing for us. Obviously, like it's very clear that they're playing well and that they're trying their absolute best. It's clear from pretty much everything they've done this game, from the FTP play to trying to protect their teammates as much as possible. But I think things just didn't go as well as they thought they would, because Outer is really playing out of his mind right now, so well. And yeah, I mean, he has impressed us before on Blight. I don't think anyone should doubt him on lower tier killers either.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Outer is an insane killer player in my opinion. Have scrimmed this guy before, and he's just a menace with his play style and his in-game knowledge here. It looks like he finds our Lara here running towards edge map, and it won't be a long chase by all means as we run to this edge map. Down does come through on the 5 side of the map, and it looks like we're just gonna be taking the pick onto DMR here.
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly a countdown before the win here starts for before the win gets awarded to gets awarded to our killer here. Yeah, it's just pretty unfortunate, honestly. Like, again, survivors played very well, but things just didn't go their way. We are going to the 11th side of the map, trying to see if we can find a survivor, and we do. This will most likely be, once again, a very quick chase, considering that we are playing against the clown. These 50-50s out of our mind here. The Dwight, oh my god, our Dwight here absolutely cooking. These are some very beautiful 50-50s, I must say. God, I hate 50-50s. I at least hate them. I don't know about you guys, but I do. So yeah, we're just gonna take the vault here on the bus window, and this will most likely be a quick chase, considering that the pallet here is broken. Or is it? No, we actually do manage to get the pallet on 10 here. Going for the insta break, gonna throw a bottle, and perhaps this time we will get the hit. Yes, we do. We get the hinge rod on our right here, and this will result in a down.
Game over just having an exceptional chase, dying as far away from the gens as possible, allowing his teammates to get as much pressure as they can. So let's see what really happens here, because the survivors can still turn this game around with the gen pressure that they have on board.
Ooh, we do see actually quite a lot of progress on our generator here on the 11th side of the map. We do have Dragon's Grip applied as well, so if we do catch one of the survivors off guard, that can be pretty much instant death for the survivor who touches that gen. We apply Eruption on Shaq, although not a lot of progress obviously, but it's always good to have the Eruption there just in case there was a sneaky survivor around going for that gen pressure.
Yeah, it looks like we Let's see how that plays out for our killer.
Just chilling on the hill here, I would say a pretty nice thing to do. Just not really bothering with anything else. Securing the kill. Thinking about how nice the day was today. I would say pretty nice stuff.
Yeah, no, not looking too good here as we have a cyclone going on currently. But as I say that, there's an insane unhook coming through from Flix here, and looks like we're gonna be chasing Flix to secure another stage on the board here.
Honestly, I mean, I can't really say much. I mean, oh, we do actually. Wait a second. I was not really familiar with the Survivors game, although I did see that they've been playing well so far. They did actually pop a gen, which is actually wonderful. Which is incredible even, like considering the state the game was in a couple of minutes ago. This is actually very nice to see. They popped the gen pressure is still on, and they're definitely not giving up. This is a statement from the survivors here, saying we're not giving up. We're gonna try as hard as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, very unfortunate down here which will, I think, if I'm not mistaken, at least, will result in our Jake going next. Yeah, very unfortunate here for our Jake, but again, very well played by our survivors here. Like oh that is unfortunate. We just find Lara on Shaq here. And this will again be a very quick chase, considering that the map is pretty much dead at this point.
Looks like we're just taking the chase onto Outer. Outer goes down, unfortunately. Sorry, onto DMR, and down, DMR goes down, unfortunately. Our last survivor on the board is game over. I believe we're currently in Icon territory now. And if DMR does die on Hook, then that'll be WinCon secured for Outer here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is pretty much a ooh, actually very nice gen progress here. Although I wouldn't say it will do much at this point, considering that our right here is injured. But yeah, this goes to show again, they didn't give up a single time since this game has started. Considering, oh, okay, never mind, never mind.
It looks like the give up is finally coming through, knowing that there's one survivor remaining. Nothing you can really do when the WinCon has been secured. Let's just go to the next step, is what our Dwight's intentions were. So yeah, very well played from both sides, but it looks like Outer's team will be taking the win on set one round, which was also not their pick to make that clear. Hello, hello, and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 3 Sovereign. We are back with with our second set of the night, which is Death Slinger on Suffocation Pit. And it looks like we will be spotting out Jake, I believe. Gonna go for an insane snipe, but Jake just does not go inside and plays around the main building here. Oh my god, we know all the angles. We're just trying to get crazy snipes, it looks like. And not quite getting the easy snipe onto Flix here. So Variant will just be leaving Flix, who was at main, and heading towards his bottom gens here.
Yeah, first of all, sometimes you go for those fun little things, and then when you try to go for those more simple shots, you realize, oh, actually, I'm surprised I missed that. Well, as speaking of shots, we do have the ace being chained here, and we do see that our slinger here prefers to go for that cigar value, which is obviously just a beautiful add-on. Wow, beautiful dodge. Let's see if our singer will get the down quickly though.
Yeah, it seems like both sides are just playing this exceptionally well, and Slinger with his pathing here, just playing beautifully out of his mind, trying to get it through as many line of sight blockers as he can, and he's able to make it back down to this main filler here on the one side of the map and stall out his chase for as long as possible. And unfortunately, the chase does come to an end as Variant just expected him to play for the crouch there, and that'll be Fasty hopping on a hook. But we do see our first gen pop in the distance for this whole chase, and it's looking quite unfortunate for our killer here, having Fasty have a one gen chase, allowing our survivors to get an immense amount of pressure on their gens.
I would also like to point out that the gen split here, I mean, we do have a 3 gen, we do have a 3 gen, I think. Yeah, we do have a 3 gen top side here with a sort of, but also kind of not really 3 gen towards the bottom side of the map, considering that we have that gen on like the 8 side. But yeah, a bit of an unfortunate situation for our singer here, getting that down after one generator popped. But I'm sure that once we do find the ace here, we can probably play for a tunnel out.
Yeah, I believe that'll be the case, and with the use of Agi, I believe we're just going to keep trying to drag this Ace towards the top side of the map. But Ace with his absolutely insane jiggy pathing, being able to head over all the way to the mid 8 side of the map here, and possibly be unable to get dragged back to the top side of the map as he just makes it, and he just keeps sending it all the way to the bottom side of the map. As we see him drop the Shacked Pellet here and just extend that chase by as long as possible. Our killer's like, no, I'm not having that. Going for a shot on game over, unfortunately missing. It looks like we're just going to be committing the chase onto our ace.
Basti here just going absolutely nuts on the pathing here, just not really not really having a care in the world, just going, just sending it no matter what, having to buy time for his teammates here. We do see our Stinger here trying to go for a ooh, beautiful shot from our Stinger, getting the down, and definitely still holding to the tunnel out.
Yeah, but it's also again looking quite rough as Fasty was just able to have insane pathing and make his way from the top side of the map to the 6th side of the map, which is just absolutely insane from Fasty. Sorry, from Variant here. Sorry, from sorry, from Fasty here. Yeah, being able to obviously make that insane amount of distance And it looks like we do still have our 3-gen top that we're gonna be unable to hold as the 1 generator does pop due to Fasty's insane chase here, allowing our survivors just to get so much pressure on the board.
An insane split on bottom. This was, oh my god, I'm actually surprised. Like, I'm looking at, like, I see when oh my god, speaking of gens, oh, and a nice snipe.
I
A bit
love
too
this
much
bug.
a bit too much. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh, there's so
You know,
much going on. Wait a
that bug
second.
is really funny. But oh my god, get insane vibes.
Oh,
Variant literally just said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna lock in." Gets everyone on the board injured, and now it's just the last healthy survivor who gets the reverse pallet stun. What is going on yonder? Like, what is going on right now?
my god, I have no idea. Oh my god! That is.
Variant is just locked in right now. He saw 4 gens popped and was like, "No, I'm not having this anymore." And just dragging as far as he can. And this will be a 2-tap possibly? Oh, unfortunately. But that, oh my god, that is Fasty dying on the hook here as no one is able to pull this. That is just some insane pressure from Variant now having 3 injured across the board. This could easily be a 4K if Variant does keep this up.
Did we just like? Is this just Kaneki with a gun? Like, what is going on?
What have I just
Wow.
witnessed?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the snipes, the funny bugs. Oh my god, this is out of control. Like, generally, I'm still shocked by everything but that just happened. Genuinely insane. Wow. I mean, our singer here, absolutely doing probably the comeback of the century. Like, being locked in, like stating that he's locked in is like underestimating the way he's playing right now. Sadly, missing a couple of shots here, but what happened earlier, it can definitely be a game-changing thing.
Yeah, Variant might have just had to turn on his cheats here to lock in. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Variant is just playing insanely well here, getting the hit through the Z-Wall. That is an Eruption proc on our 8 generator as we take this pick onto DMR, trying to get that pain res.
Obviously, going for that pain was a
Ooh,
little. Ooh.
unfortunate, but I think we can drag to that mid-6 pain res here and secure that pain res before they pop the last one. It's possible, but it's also really close.
Ooh, either very close or it's not gonna. Oh wow, gotta love agitation, man. Gotta love agitation. This is why agitation should be banned on killers like Blight. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah, wow. Again, our slinger here, insane comeback. We do have Dwight healed, because probably because he used his medkit. But damn, I mean, Um, our slinger here absolutely locked the fuck in. I cannot say anything else, man. He is playing very well, considering the very rough start. Yeah, I think he just quickly switched to Kaneki, got the injuries, and then also, maybe 6 perk Monster Shrine, killed Fasty on hook.
Yo.
But yeah, super well played. Super well played. I cannot say much else.
Yeah, definitely our killer here, Variant, is just securing as much as he can, considering the rough early game chases he had against Fasty, because Fasty was just playing out of his mind too. But I wanted to ask you, Yonder, what do you think expected result is for the balancing that we saw when checking builds?
Checking the builds and just considering Slinger in general as a killer. I mean, if I look at Slinger without looking at comp, I think Slinger, especially around when Kaneki released with the insane amounts of MFT, definitely just felt like, why would you play Slinger because there's so many
Definitely.
downs with him. But considering the environment he's being played in right now, um, I would say that Stinger definitely has way more room to shine, way more room to showcase what he's capable of, especially the Slinger mains who do sadly just kind of don't really have the best time right now, simply because Slinger just has so many things going in against him. But yeah, I would say that an expected result. Let me think. Maybe I mean, considering that's such a big map and he's a 4.4 killer and everything he has to do, although not as harsh as a pub game, obviously, I would still go for maybe a 5-6 stage.
Honestly, definitely a solid view of it. I think if our survive, well, oh, my English is really hard today. I think if survivors make a lot of mistakes, then this could easily be an 8 stage or anything like that. But you really just have to play off those survivors' mistakes. And as we saw, Fasty had those insane early game chases, allowing our killer to lose that pressure that he needed to secure those stages.
Yeah, I mean, I think our slinger here can is definitely capable. Obviously, he is capable. He is capable of getting that way better result than like the average slinger result. That I mean,
These bugs are just too funny. I love debugging the spectator bugs. None of these will ever get fixed is the funny thing too, because this just
oh
always happens after every patch. But missing that hit onto game over here, we see that final gen pop in the background as we have 5 stages across the board. I believe we're just going to be committing to game over here, securing as many stages as we possibly can. But game over, just playing around these tiles perfectly, losing that line of sight, breaking that line of sight from our killer. And as we see, this is why game over is
oh
really showing that the game is over for our killer, as he's able to make it out of the trial while we commit to Flicks, who I believe is worth less stages than game over.
yeah, that's a bit of an unfortunate situation here. Although
Oh my god, the snipe onto Lara, but unfortunately it's just not enough. Lara will be getting out, and that'll be the 5 stage for Variant. Variant did play this beautifully though, considering the circumstances he was in and considering how fast he had those insane early game chases. Honestly, props to Variant, almost turning this into a 4K1 just off of what we saw in that early game. So yeah, we'll be back after a short intermission with the second half of our Slinger set. Hello, hello, and welcome back to what could possibly be the final set of tonight. Looks like we had a little bit of a spectator issue, but yeah, this will be game over on the killer for Origin, having a pretty rough win con to secure for his team. As
checking the fourth side of the map here, getting that very
yeah,
nice shot.
very nice shot coming through on the 4 side of the map as we commit to the 6 side of the map and could possibly get a really early down. It looks like that's exactly what will happen as we get the snipe onto Devour here. Very good stuff from game over here.
Absolutely lovely stuff from Game Over here. Played this very well, ultra early down. Most likely gonna go for the basement here. Yeah, I mean this is pretty much, I would say at least a secured kill.
Yeah, definitely. If survivors play this wrong, this could be like an easy secure on the kill here. And looks like we do have a decent gen set up. Checking lockers just in case someone is playing here. And it looks like we have no pressure on the 7 gen here, which allows us to just make our way back. Look at this gen split though, yonder. Holy 4 gen bottom. This is just insane. Having that
Yeah,
basement hook too. Oh my god.
that is an insane jump spray. Like this is just, I mean, this is a killer's dream on this set where like killers like Plague and even Slinger, who although cannot really hold the 3 gen as well. I mean, this is still just absolutely incredible. Sure, they are splitting right now, but the setup is still absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah,
God
and
of RNG.
it looks like our killer know, sorry, our survivors know that with a basement hook like that against Slinger, it's really hard to get out of the basement. So we are just gonna unfortunately be playing for the 3 split and trying to see what we can really do here with such a rough situation that we're put in.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I mean, definitely. A bit of a how's it called? Definitely unfortunate for also for our Nancy here, who just kind of happened to die in basement due to the where Chase started. But we do see that our survivors, although we have pretty much one survivor minus already due to basement hook, we see the absolutely incredible jump pressure. So this could still be a pretty good result. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, definitely. This could also be a 2-tap onto Outer here, but it looks like Outer has just made enough distance as our killer game over is just aiming to reload here. Unfortunately, not getting the hit as Outer makes his way down to the 10 side of the map. And looks like we're going to be going back to make sure we secure Devour as 3 gens pop across the board. The survivor pressure is not bad at all. They are playing this out beautifully for what it is. And it looks like someone does come through for the unhook, getting it for free as we just have to body block Outer here. And it looks like, oh, sorry, so we have to body block Devour here. It looks like we do get the snipe. And oh, unfortunately, getting the hit on the Neo, getting auto locked onto Neo, which is so unfortunate. Having to play it for Devour as Devour just tries to send it as far away as they can from the gen split. I
Yeah,
believe that was a
just
life that we saw.
just kind of unfortunate for our Slinger here not being able to secure Nancy because that could have turned us already in a very bad situation. Not bad, but even worse situation for Survivors here, that it would have turned the game into a 3v1 already. But this, I mean, this is incredibly well played by Survivors here. Absolutely cooking right now.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. That 3 split did really come in handy, allowing they just let Devour marinate on that hook and allow themselves to get 3 gens complete in the meantime. And we don't even have a tunnel out secured yet. So it looks like we are going to be chasing out Devour, who is on his last stage of the game. And it looks like we're getting a hit on the main building. But again, this is the main building. Devour has a lot to work with here. And it all comes down to this how the survivor plays this out around the main building. Because this can be a quick down.
Main here is a I would say it's a 50-50 depending, because it's a 50-50 as in this can either be a very quick down if our survivor or if our survivor is not really paying attention, or a very long chase if our survivor plays this beautifully. As we can see, our survivor here is playing this absolutely incredible, out of their mind right now. An incredible chase.
Yeah, it definitely looks like we're just opting to leave Devour here. Our survivors are just playing this out so beautifully, knowing what they need to do to win this trial for themselves. And it looks like they're just playing absolutely insane right now, opting to leave Devour, chasing Aldo towards the mid map here, running as far away from the gen split as possible as he runs up to the 5 side of the map and drops this rock filler. Oh, not quite
Ugh.
getting the snipe over the head, but we do
Oh
see.
no.
Oh, this is looking really rough now. This is actually looking really rough for game over. As his
Yeah,
name
just the
states, this Loki could be game over.
this is sadly, yeah, again, this is just very sad. Very sad right now. Like, we definitely had some moments of brilliance, but this can pretty much be game over. Yeah. Wait, how many stages is Felix? This is a
This is a fresh build,
wait.
so this
I
is a
was gonna
tie.
say
If they survive
this could
stupidly,
be
this
a
is a tie.
tie.
But I feel like our survivors might just be interested in securing more. No, I believe they're just happy to take the tie and move on to the third set of the night. So yeah, very good stuff from both teams. Just the survivor sides played this out insanely well, especially both sides doing beautiful stuff. And looks like both pillars did secure the same stage, so we'll be moving on to our third set of the night, which I believe was Mastermind. Correct me if I'm wrong, Venomix. Or yeah, we'll be back after a short intermission with our tiebreaker set. Hello. And unfortunately that will be the loss for the what was the team name again? Correct me if I'm wrong, Yonda. I believe it's Obscura losing
Okay,
due to the other team having 3 fresh hook stages. So that'll be an unfortunate loss for Obscura as Origin takes the 2-0 tonight. Thank you for watching and we will be back with more videos soon.